Hi everyone, it's Natalie. So I just wanted to do a video on something that, I always see in the comments, or, I talk about to, hello airplane, talk about with my clients in life coaching. And that is when you have these up and down days. 1 minute you feel very strong in the no contact and the boundaries, whatever it is that you put in place with your NARC. And then other days you have doubt, you have shame, you feel blamed, feel ridiculed, belittled, just all around just really sad that you're in this situation. And that's kind of dangerous, especially if you're trying to take your power back from the NARC, because I think as good people, we believe that people can change. And a lot of people can change. But unfortunately, when you're dealing with somebody with NPD, it is a personality disorder, and that is their literal personality. And they will not change. So if you find yourself having a really hard day, the worst thing you can do is reach out to the NARC and try to fix the relationship. The NARC is waiting for that vulnerability so they can pounce on you and start, once again, taking power back over your life and the way you live it and how you feel. And I think it is really hard for us to believe that we will never have that relationship with our in-law that we so desire to have. And this keeps us in the cycle of being mistreated. And the biggest mistake I think most women and men make is that when we are having a tough day and we're feeling down and out, and we're feeling our emotions and everything, we will start making up a narrative in our head that if we just reach out, put our heart on the line, that things will be fixed. And this is the biggest mistake people continue to make, is they think, I'm going to give the NARC one more chance. I'm going to have a heart-to-heart with them. I'm going to let them know that I feel this way so we can fix it and continue. But if you do that, you will be taken advantage of again. And not only that, but the NARC will ramp up the way they mistreated you. They will be worse. And that's, I think, has a lot to do with them seeing that even when you're feeling this way, you're still reaching out and giving them control. But since you did either go low contact or gray rock, or basically put them in timeout, they feel in their heart like, how dare this person do this to me? And so I'm going to have to come back with more force and more ABUSC to get her back in line the way I used to have her. And this is also how our spouses, our boyfriend, girlfriend, has been treated their whole life. When they've ever gone against the narcissist, what the narcissist does is come back with more control, more force, because they believe if they can take that power away from you, that you will never step out of line again. And for us people, that is not our parent, all that does is cause us to be pushed away further from that person. So if you go in and try to have a heart-to-heart talk with your in-law, you are putting yourself through more trauma. And unfortunately, because you do that, you are making the healing process more difficult and longer. And I noticed, because I did that a lot, I constantly gave my mother-in-law chance after chance because I believed in my soul and my heart that one day she would see the way she treated me. And it never happened. Here I am 24 years later, and the only heart-to-heart talk I've ever had with her was because I was mistaken. I thought it was a heart-to-heart talk. But what it was her pulling information out of me and getting me to take blame for what has happened. Because we also believe that if we can end this by just saying, yeah, you're right, it was me, I wasn't being cooperative in your life, I wasn't doing the things you wanted me to do, I wasn't behaving the way you wanted me to behave, because we believe that we can end this by just saying, yeah, we did it. But that's the big goal here. And so if you think you're having a heart-to-heart talk with your mother-in-law, all it is a big scheme, a manipulation scheme, to shift blame from them and put it on you. That way, even though you think you're having this heartfelt talk, that way the narc can go back and tell all their flying monkeys, family and friends, what you had admitted to. Even when you knew you weren't at fault, you were just trying to be a good person and just take it for what it is and blame yourself for what it is just to move past this. And a lot of us empathic people do that. Even when it's not our fault, we still take responsibility for other people's behaviors and speech just to move past it, because we're ready to move past it. We're ready to move forward in that relationship with that person. And we really do believe, hey, you know what? I have humility. I don't care if it embarrasses me. As long as I can keep this relationship and move forward in a healthy way, I'm willing to take responsibility for things that I have no responsibility in. And I want you to think about that. How many times have you took responsibility for the way others, and especially your narc, has treated you just to move past it to gain that good relationship? But what happened right after? Did you get that relationship you were looking for? Or did it turn into a big ugly mess where the narc goes and tells your husband what you have said? They go and tell family and friends. And then everybody is shifting the blame onto you and looking at you like you are the problem. Even though we were just trying to be good people and be blamed for things that we never did, just to move past it. I know I've done that a million times. Even though I know that it was not my fault, I thought if I just admitted it, if I just did what she wanted, which was a manipulation scheme, to get me to do that she would see the humility and humanity within me, and would see that I'm a good person, that she can have a loving relationship with me because I am willing to do whatever it takes to have that relationship with her. But it always backfires. And so you have to realize that being around people that are constantly trying to manipulate everything in your life, that no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter if you take the blame or not, you will never have that relationship that you're looking for, which then takes your power. And to get your power back, you have to go and treat them like subhuman almost, because that's how they treat you, right? So you don't look at them like a normal person who has empathy, sympathy, who could possibly change behaviors or attitudes. You look at them like, okay, this is a permanent behavior because they have NPD, It's a permanent personality. There is nothing I can say and do to help this person see the light. So I have to step back, take my power back from this person who is manipulating me into believing that there is a chance of a relationship between us. And I cannot be more clear when I tell you, there is no chance that you will ever get that relationship you are looking for, that validation, that acceptance, that welcome from the mother-in-law, the mother-in-law, father-in-law. You won't ever get it. So just the best thing you can do to get your power back is stop trying. And it doesn't make you a failure. It makes you strong. And like in my last video, when I stopped caring what everyone else thought of me, and I gained the courage I needed to stand up for myself, knowing that it was going to leave conflict with people, I realized that moment was the moment that I grew as a human being. That was the moment that taking my courage back was the moment that I started protecting myself from these people. And it's going to upset people, and people are going to coerce you back into being that same person with no courage. But think about the Wizard of Oz and the lion. He had no courage, right? And people took advantage of him and things like that within the movie. But when he got that courage, what happened? He turned into that strong lion that people, quite frankly, started being afraid of crossing. But because you have allowed, in some ways, these people to take advantage of your empathetic, sympathetic, sweet soul, when you start to have this courage, people are going to start saying things nasty about you because they're used to you being a doormat. And so taking your power back comes in many different forms. And I can tell you that moment that I did that, honestly, I didn't even know that I did it. It wasn't until after I had left, saying what I needed to say or doing what I needed to do, and being at home and thinking about it, did I realize that was my first step to healing and the first step to defeating the narcissist. I didn't even realize it at the time, but I was so fed up that was the reaction within my consciousness and subconscious, because it was subconsciously when I stood up for myself. That was the moment that my inner being said, enough is enough. And you need to protect yourself and move forward in life, not caring what these other people think about you. Not caring if you upset people, because those people that you upset are the same people that aren't protecting you. And this is why you're in the situation you're in right now. You were their doormat. You were their human meat shield. And so it is up to you to take those first steps into protecting yourself, taking your power back, and becoming happy again. And I know it's going to be difficult, but with practice, I can tell you that your happiness does return. Solace returns. Your confidence returns. And I think most of all, your courage. Because once you take that first step, you're like a firecracker. Nothing's going to stop you. Unless you regress and you fall for their tricks. But I really hope and pray that you guys gain the courage you need to start protecting yourself. It's so very important. It's so important. Because if you continue this cycle, trying to people please everyone, this is your life. How long can you live like this? I know it took me a long time, so I'm not talking crap to anyone, but it took me a long time to realize that I was never going to get that relationship. And I think that moment that I realized I was never going to get that relationship is when I got my courage with the acceptance. I accepted that fact. You have to accept the fact. You will not get that relationship. Accept it. Quit fantasizing about it and failing yourself. Peace, love, and harmony. See you guys later.